guys! So I wanted to make a video today on student food essentials, about general kitchen items that are very useful for students or for people that are just looking to get the necessities if they're trying to save money or things that will last the longest. So I've already filmed a clip down in the kitchen of what my cupboard, fridge and freezer looks like. Disclaimer before this, I shop at Iceland, so some of these things might not be able to be got in other places, but I do think Iceland is quite a good place for a student to be shopping because it is quite good value and there's usually a lot of deals. So I'm in the kitchen. This is my cupboard. It's a bit full at the moment, you can't really see everything. Usually it's a lot more organised than this, but I've had to fill up space. I'm going to organise it quickly. So I have just done a shop, so I have what I usually have. In here we have, up there, bagels, behind those, ciabatta rolls, waffles, noodles, a lot of rice actually, pot noodles and itsu. A load of sauces that I've gotten from takeaways that I'm going to use. Pasta, mustard, microwave popcorn, mug shots. That is a really big Nando's sauce. I've got tins of stuff. Tinned tomatoes, tinned peaches, tinned beans, tinned hot dogs and sweet corn. That's just my little spice rack and the little spice corner. I've got all of my sauces there. I've got sweet and sour and I've got dolmio. I've got salt, balsamic vinegar, oil, sugar, coffee from when my family come because I don't drink coffee. That's jelly. Still not sure why I bought it. And a lot of hot chocolate and the Monster. And this is my fridge right now. Tortellonis. I've got a ready meal down there. Butter, ham. That's my tomatoes and cucumber. I've already got the cucumber cut up. Actimels. That's a pasta sauce. That's Echo Falls. I also have cheese strings and sauces and cheese in the door. Now my freezer space is a little full right now, but I've got mixed veg. I also have peas and I've got diced onions. Got a packet of frozen chicken. Got some bacon frozen in here right now. Some duck spring rolls. 2 ready meals that were on deal. Some bread. My first thing was not in the kitchen video because it's something that I keep in my room, which is also what I did at university. Because on days where I was just quickly speeding out the door and I didn't have time to make anything or grab anything from the kitchen, I would have in my room already some breakfast bars. Either these or the Rice Krispie ones are also quite good. I had those last year, but I picked up some Belvita ones this time. I've got 2 packets of these in my room. I think they're very useful and they're usually quite healthy and quite filling. On a morning where I don't have time to eat a lot, I can have one of these and an Actimel and be able to get through until I can have a proper lunch. There are things that are a given when it comes to this, like bread, cheese, some sort of cooking oil. You're going to need butter. What I find is very useful is having a schedule of when I do my shopping. Last year when I was in university accommodation, I would do 1 shop a month on the 1st and it would get me through the entire month. Now that I'm in here, I do 2 a month, but cheaper, and because I have items such as Actimels and my Monsters, which when they run out I usually use that as a sign that I need to do my next shop. Another thing that I do throughout the month is when things run out, I have a notes section in my phone that I am constantly updating. So as soon as something runs out, I put it into the notes section, and then when it comes to doing my shopping, I've already got a shopping list written up on my phone. Things that you definitely need then. Firstly, seasoning. Because you don't have to buy this that often, it takes forever to run out, and it can make the same things taste completely different. And with seasonings you can make 2 completely different meals and you won't get bored of eating the same things. Another thing which is very important to get is canned food, because they don't go off quickly. Canned food and dried food, those are the most important to have in your cupboard at all times. Canned food literally will not go off. Why they always say it's the most important thing to find in the zombie apocalypse. You can stick that in your cupboard and it will be there for whenever you need it. And dried food like pastas, noodles, pot noodles. The sorts of things to get tins of is you can get tinned fruits. Chopped tomatoes are very good for like bases of sauces and you can make soups with them, beans and sausages, sweet corn's very good, and I get cans of hot dogs. If you're having pasta, you put hot dogs in there, you suddenly have more. It makes your food go further. Another thing that is great to get, frozen vegetables. There's a deal on at Iceland usually where you can get 3 big bags of frozen veg for a deal, and those bags of frozen veg will literally last you about 4 or 5 months. Because if you just add a little bit to each meal, I choose to get a mixed veg, I get peas, and then I get diced onions, because the diced onions I can use to add to any sauces, I can put them on hot dogs, and peas and mixed vegetables I can put on the side of any dish, and then I have some vegetables with that meal. And they're frozen, so they don't go off. Another important thing to remember, bread goes off quite quickly, especially when it's stuck in a cupboard where it might be quite warm, because student accommodation usually is quite warm. You can freeze your bread, don't forget that. Just stick it in and then take out the bits that you need as you need them, put them in the toaster, and it usually has a defrost setting. One more thing that I have found really helpful is toaster waffles. I know that sounds very basic, but they have a really long shelf life, which means you can stick them in your cupboard and you will always have something that you can quickly have for breakfast if you have a bit more time than just needing a breakfast bar. And if you want to make it more fancy, you can put fruit on them, or you can just put butter on them, which is what I usually do. And that's all of the tips that I had written down and planned to say in this video. I'm sure there are other ones which I have forgotten to say. If you have any and you're going into uni or you're at uni now, put them down below, and then anyone else that watches this video can have a big mix of suggestions via other students and other people going into their situation. I hope this video helped anyone that might be going to university or is studying at university now, or anyone that's just trying to live a little bit cheaper at the moment, especially with what's going on. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you next week. See ya!